Alright guys, gonna share a quick haul with you. I've had these things wrapped up for about like a month, and I went to a place inside the mall in Phoenix, Arizona Mills, this black market minerals. I'm like, these guys are selling crystals all over Arizona and probably within the states that are close to Arizona as well. I'm like, I've bought from these guys a couple of times at like crystal shows and stuff. And I'm like, since this place was in the mall, their prices were a little higher than normal, I would imagine, but it still wasn't that bad, you know? And I'm like, I'm picky. Unless I'm at a gym show and I look at a crystal, I'm like, that is too much money for that crystal. You know, I'm picky sometimes. So I'm like, if you need a crystal fix and you're in Phoenix, this is a nice place to check out. They do have a huge selection of like rough stones and polished stones. And I'm like, please, please go in there when you have a good 2 or 3 hours you can kill, because this store is big and they have so much stuff everywhere. Don't go in there when you're rushed. Unfortunately, I went in there and I didn't have that much time. I only had like maybe 20 or 30 minutes. I wish I could have stayed in there a little bit longer, but I imagine my wallet was probably happy that I got out of there. So I'm gonna go through the few things that I got for this round. They had a huge selection of amethyst, and I'm like, even though I have quite a lot, I really do love this crystal. These crystals are basically, you know, they're all over my house, and I absolutely adore walking by and they're sitting on the shelf and I look over at them and they just sparkle at me. You know, I'm like, these crystals are just so, you know, they're stress relievers, they're beautiful. I just, yeah, can't get enough of amethyst. I really can't, you know. And I'm like, some people, it's not their cup of tea, but you know what, I love her, and it was just, they had such a good selection of it, I couldn't pass it up, and their prices were not too bad at all. And this guy, I really liked the deep purple on him, and plus what really got me was the fact that he stands. He's a nice little amethyst pyramid here, and I'm like, yeah. So I got him, and then one more piece, this guy. So yeah, they have a ton of amethyst and a ton of selenite right up front when you walk in. So I'm like, if you are looking for either one of those to add to your collection, definitely make your way over there, definitely, because I'm like, they got you covered, girl. One of the other things that I got, a few of these other little guys, let's see, they do have more in the back. They have a pretty extensive collection of crystal skulls, and this is a little fluorite one. Now, I am picky AF when it comes to my crystal skulls. I will sit there and I'll be like, even though the crystal looks really pretty, if it's not carved just so, I'm like, polite pass. I'm like, some of those skulls get kind of funky looking, and I'm like, I'm just picky. And I'm like, this one, the crystal was pretty, and it's fluorite. It's literally the second piece of fluorite I own. I have a sphere, and I'm like, this is the second one. And I'm just like, this little guy was pretty friggin' gorgeous, and I'm like, I snagged him. And then, let's see, oh, I feel like this year crystal hearts have been everywhere. I think when I went to the last crystal show, I think I bought like 4 crystal hearts. But I haven't really seen that many crystal stars. And I just thought this was the cutest little thing. I'm like, aventurine, I'm like, little good luck star. I'm like, hell yeah, he's coming home with me. So I grabbed her. And then I realized they had quite a lot of these, the worry stones that you can carry, you know, and I'm like, I don't have any of these. And I'm like, why don't I have any of these? So I got 2. I got a lepidolite one. It's really nice to, you know, just in your hand type of thing. It fits in your hand. It feels good. This is better than a fidget spinner. And then I got this one, the snowflake obsidian. And this one is more like it fits for the thumb. And when I was looking at, like, they had a basket with these guys in there and all kinds of just mixed ones, you know, so you could kind of pick whatever you wanted. Anything from like clear quartz, sodalite, aventurine, amethyst, everything, you know, so you just kind of sifted through the basket and touched, you know, pick them up, look at them, and picked which one you wanted, you know? And I'm like, when I was looking at them, I just kept thinking, I'm like, you know, it would be really cool if I was working on like a tincture or something, and I had the herbs and the crystal and they're corresponding together, and I'm just like, boom, you know, let it charge on the crystal before I put it in my incense blend or whatever, you know. I just thought that would be a cute little idea. Hadn't really seen anyone do, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get a couple of those, because they're like little mini bowls too, if I don't use them in the whole intended worry stone way. And then they also have a lot of, they basically have these bowls full of the little crystal gems that you would put on like a necklace, or this could easily be made into a necklace, make your own pendulum, an earring. That's what I was thinking when I got them. I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna make that into a little one-sided crystal earring. I'm like, it's a good luck earring right there. Aventurine again, and then this pretty little quartz. I think this is a rose quartz, but he's pretty light pink. Either way, I'm digging it. And then a little piece of amethyst. I'm like, yeah, make your own pendulum, make an earring, add this to a tassel for a bookmark, anything, guys, anything. And I'm like, I think these were in the basket and it was like $1. So yeah, I'm like, are you kidding me? Crystals for $1? I'm like, I waste $1 like nothing. And I'm like, but to get a crystal for $1? Hell yeah, sign me up. One of the other little crystal skulls that I did find that I thought was just too damn cute, I couldn't pass it up. This is a rose quartz crystal skull. Look how tiny he is. It's like the size of my fingernail here. I'm like, I don't know. He was just too cool. I couldn't pass him up. It was adorable. Little rose quartz one. And then I had like a little grab bag of like tumble stones. They have these baskets everywhere in there of like rough stones and the tumbled stones. And props to them for taking the freaking time to label them out. I'm like, I don't know how many times I've been at crystal shows and they don't label the crystals, and I'm like, yes, I love crystals and I have a lot of them, but sometimes I pick up something and I'm like, what the hell is that? I have no idea. No, these guys have their labels out. So when it's a big old box of tumbled rose quartz, it has a tag on it and it says tumbled rose quartz. So I'm like, yeah, I appreciate those little things like that. So I got those guys, and then this is really cool. When you walk in there, you just hear this magical noise, and you look up, and their roof is like, they had like 25 of these, the agate wind chimes, and they're just everywhere, and they're up there just jangling around. And I'm like, I'm gonna hang them somewhere in the house where my fans will basically move it around and give me that little jangling noise every once in a while. So I'm like, I cannot put this outside right now. It's got stars and moons. I think it was only like 25 bucks. But yeah, I'm like, monsoon season, all the winds and the crazy storms that we've had the last in the last like week, this would get knocked down to the ground and broken, and I would just cry. 'Cause it's so pretty, you guys. So yeah, that guy. And then, let's see. One last thing I got. If you don't like animal parts, now's the time to click off. They do have quite a few animal parts things in there too as well. They have a lot of stuff. And when I do say go in there when you have 2 or 3 hours, I mean it. So yeah, this is taxidermy, so if you don't dig it, you're probably following me for the wrong reason here. I like taxidermy, I like animals. You know, these are the things that I like. So if you don't dig it, click off. So, butterflies. I didn't have any. This is actually the first taxidermy ones that I've ever bought. I have moths and I have butterflies that I have found and kind of done like a home DIY kind of thing and preserved them or whatever, but I've never bought any. And when I saw these, and I believe it was $20 or $25 for these 2 huge butterflies, I was just like, sold. So yeah, they're gonna go over there on my wall where I do have this one big butterfly that I found a long time ago, and he has mega sentimental value, so I'm like, they're gonna go over there with him. So yeah, I'm gonna link the directions to the shop and the mall and all that business. So if you guys are in the Phoenix area and you need a crystal fix, you can go ahead and check it out too. Everything will be down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.